Now, how about the war in Afghanistan? Why did we start that one? Well, you may recall we went into Afghanistan because we demanded that they turn over bin Laden. And actually, the Afghanis offered to cooperate. They said, if you can provide some evidence that Osama bin Laden wasn't behind his attacks, because bin Laden had denied it. And the United States refused to provide any evidence, and we simply invaded. And now that war has been going on. This is going to be 18 years this year. It's insane. His Washington Post saying Afghanistan war has gone on so long, people born after 9/11 can now enlist, actually recruiting people to fight in Afghanistan who were born after that war started. You know, World War II only took us 3.5 years to win, you know. Now, the whole reason we went in there was to get Osama bin Laden. According to the official story, he was killed in 2011, 8 years ago. And a lot of us didn't believe that story, by the way, because, it happened when Obama's pre-election ratings were at an all-time low. And, of course, they said they immediately dumped his body in the ocean, which made it, therefore, impossible to corroborate. Actually, I tell you why I don't believe this bin Laden was really killed, because there he is. He was right in the Situation Room on tonight. Just kidding on that one. That one is Photoshopped. The war in Afghanistan is costing us $45 billion a year, and in total it's cost us over $1 trillion, like the war in Iraq. Now, think we could do with the $2 trillion from those two wars. You could pay off all the student debt in America. You could rebuild our infrastructure, fix the water in places like Flint, Michigan, right? How about the war on Libya? Libya was on that hit list that General Wesley Clark mentioned. And did you know that before we bombed Libya, the average per capita income there was $15,000 a year? Now, that's very high for the North African region, and this was a very stable state. But then in 2011, we bombed it. It's now in total chaos, and it now has one of the world's largest open slave markets, which is one reason why Europe is being flooded with migrants from Libya. Another country on the hit list was Syria, and it was on the list. So Donald Trump now has launched cruise missile strikes twice on Syria, a country that's never attacked us. I wrote an article after the first cruise missile strike called 14 Reasons Why the Syria airstrikes were a really bad idea. I'm not going to give you all 14, but I'll mention a couple. The only proof in either case that Assad had used chemical weapons on his own people, the first case, they had selfies from the white helmets, which are Al-Qaeda. The Al-Nusra Front, Al-Qaeda, and the white helmets are all the same group. The white helmets are just their propaganda branch. And the second attack was from a now discredited video that they uploaded. Another reason is you can't dismantle chemical weapons by bombing them. It's a very careful, meticulous process. If you bomb chemical weapons, there's a strong chance that they will actually spread into the atmosphere. And we dropped bombs right into Damascus, the largest city in Syria.